Ladies and gents, welcome. My name is Taylor Ventured. It is a pleasure to be with you here today. Now, growing your agency will be 10 times faster. That's an exaggeration, but much faster, so long as you understand this concept called Rocketfuel, which is the purpose of today's broadcast. This concept was originally created by Gino Wickman and Mark C. Winters. I take zero credit. And to understand this concept, we're going to discuss very much in depth the differences between a visionary and an integrator. You're likely one or the other and not both. Very few people are both. With that being said, understanding this concept gives you an extreme competitive edge and inhuman vision to your competitors. So, important video, stick with me. Now, before we begin, the purpose of these broadcasts, as always, is to help you grow your agency faster, and we do that, I do that, by opening the door and shedding light upon all the knowledge that is required for you to be able to build an enlightened agency. Okay, so let's begin. All right, so here we are in the divine whiteboard, which brings about nothing more than enlightenment, revelation, and illumination to those of you who are merely glimpsing at it. Regardless, let's just get into the differences between visionaries and integrators. Visionaries, on one hand, are people who solve big, complex problems. They're idea generators. They are great leaders. They're very optimistic, and they create the vision for the company, okay? They can see the trend. They can see where your industry, where your niche is going, and where the next 1 to 2 to 3 years, maybe 5 years looks like. And the integrator is very much opposite. This is somebody who identifies and articulates problems. They make the best ideas a reality, so they're actually integrating and building upon the ideas. They typically make great managers. They're realistic and they execute the freaking vision. Okay, now this book, again, Rocketfuel, this concept that we're discussing right now says that in order for your business to experience rapid growth, you need both of these things, okay? Now, if you're just kind of watching this and you're thinking to yourself, oh, that's a great, high level point, I can't emphasize to you how actually real this is, because for the longest time in our agency, we were stuck, I'm not joking, at around 30 to 40K MRR, okay, monthly recurring revenue. And it was primarily because, and there's plenty of reasons, it wasn't just this, but one of the primary reasons was because I am an integrator and my visionary score is pretty low. With that being said, when we brought a visionary into the agency, I'm not joking, we pretty much smashed through 100,000 a month MRR in, I would say, 12 to 18 months. And it was like, that was just one person, okay? It wasn't like we added 20 people. It took one person, and this person has closed 90 to 95% of the deals. Now, obviously, it took many other people to help out with managing clients, and those people are obviously very, very important to the business, and we would have never been able to reach 100,000 a month. But in terms of the person who basically was able to generate a large portion of revenue and build a brand and et cetera, and build us a reputation that we didn't have prior, it came from a visionary. And it's usually going to come from that person. So the way that you kind of want to look at your company, and this is more or less a mini org chart for you here, is the visionary is on top. Now, normally you have like CEO, COO, etc., all that stuff. And this book, I like the way that they position it. Okay, so you have the visionary here, you have the integrator below, and then you primarily have the categories of business that we've all discussed so much, which is marketing and sales. Okay, we got operations, and then there's like finance. Now, operations is also going to include HR, keep that in mind. So the visionary at the top is going to lead the way. They're going to have the ideas. They're going to basically see the vision for the company. They're going to be always thinking about the future. And the integrator is going to be listening to this visionary pretty closely and just telling them, hey, this idea sucks, this one's great. Okay, let's talk about how we can implement this and how we can actually make this become a reality, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that is more or less the relationship that you want to have. Part of the reason why I stepped down more or less as CEO, and I say step down very comically, if that's even a word, because we don't have a huge agency. So it's not like we have thousands of employees and it's a big deal, and quote unquote stepping down is like usually a terminology used in a giant corporation. But the reason why I thought that it would be better for myself to be positioned as a COO rather than a CEO is just because typically speaking, CEOs should be visionaries. This is my opinion, and COOs are very much integrators. Okay, so with that all being said, in your agency, if you are not an integrator, if you are a visionary, take this damn test. This is like a visionary / integrator test assessment, and it'll tell you in 8 to 10 minutes. It's completely free. Everyone in our company has taken this test. That is primarily it. I'm not going to lie. You can also buy this book and read this, but at the end of the day, the primary thing I wanted to get across to you today is make sure that you have a visionary if you're an integrator, and if you're a visionary, make sure you have an integrator. It's going to make your life way easier. Even if you score relatively high on both, okay, try to look at your previous 6 months and where your time has gone and where your strengths are, and use other personality / assessments such as StrengthsFinder, such as COBA, and use those assessments to really get an idea on what you are, because I've seen people who score like 50-50 more or less, and they're pretty much the same as the same level of visionary as they are integrator. And for some people that's true. However, objectively look at it and don't just trust the test result with your life and assume that, oh, I'm both. No, it's very unlikely that you're both. So either retake the test or, you know, reflect upon your StrengthsFinder and your COBA assessments or other personality tests. Okay, so ladies and gents, I hope you found this valuable. Again, it's difficult for me to just communicate how important this actually is. However, firsthand gone through this experience myself, it's extremely important. All right, hey, if you found any value in this super simple quick video, hit the subscribe button. It's the only thing I ask, and also the like button really helps. I'm not gonna leave that one out there. And the final thing, which is actually probably the most interesting for me, is if you comment and let me know your thoughts on this video. If you think that my presentation style sucks, if you think that I can articulate these videos in a much better form to help you learn quicker, I'm so open for feedback. This channel's all for you guys. All right, much love, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, guys.